It was a few years after the Kalyug had begun. Nishad Raj Vishwavasu was born in Sabar clan, who was a powerful chieftain of a tribal clan in kingdom of Utkal. One day, Vishwavasu went out to hunt in the forest and did not return home even till late in the night. His wife, daughter, and other members of the clan trembled with fear as they thought something bad must have happened. For many days, the soldiers of the tribe worked day and night in search of Vishwavasu. But they could not find their king anywhere. Exhausted, everyone started praying with a sad heart and wished for the well-being of Vishwavasu. Vishwavasu had gone astray chasing a bear in forest. Even though he used to come many times to hunt, today he did not know why he could not find a way back. He felt as if a mysterious power did not want to let him go out of his forest today. After many attempts of trying to get out of the forest, Vishwavasu thought of resting under a tree. As he lay under the tree, a shining light from inside a cave located at a short distance away caught Vishwavasu's attention. Out of curiosity, Vishwavasu started to move towards the cave. The shining light got bigger and brighter as he moved closer to the cave, and after chasing the light, he finally entered inside the cave. As soon as Vishwavasu entered the cave, his mind was relaxed. It was as if the cave held the treasure of peace. A few minutes back, Vishwavasu was desperate to get out of this cave, but now Nishad Raj had no idea why he wanted to stay in this cave forever. However, to satisfy his curiosity, Vishwavasu now went inside the cave in the same direction from where the light was coming. On reaching near that very bright light, Vishwavasu shook as if someone pushed him in the deepest ocean. He stood there trembling with fear, for everything that was happening before his eyes could not be true. How can an idol be alive? Is this my illusion or work of some evil demon? Vishwavasu, covered in sweat with fear, was now asking himself the same question, because whatever was happening before his eyes, it was impossible to believe. A dark blue idol was placed in front of Vishwavasu, from which bright light was being emitted continuously, surprised him as the eyes of that idol were open, and like any living human, its pupils were also functioning. After a while, the idol laughed softly after seeing Vishwavasu. If he was an ordinary man, seeing all this, he might have lost his life out of fear. But Nishad Raj did not lose courage. Instead, he mustered all the courage remaining inside him to look towards the idol. Who are you? What do you want? Why are you making me a victim of your illusion? Vishwavasu questioned that elusive idol. Without answering, that idol was only smiling dimly. Seeing this, Vishwavasu was getting scared. I know you have brought me here. Now you have brought me, so why don't you tell me what you want from me? If you want to take my life, then take it and finish it. Why are you smiling without a reason? Vishwavasu again questioned the idol in trembling voice with fear in his throat. Forgot me so soon, O chief of Sabar? I have been with you since ages. Idol replied with great agility. I don't understand a thing. How come you have been with me? Surprised, Vishwavasu asked. Don't worry. I will help you remember. As the idol uttered these words, the sound of Ved being chanted started echoing in that cave. The aroma of tulsi and sandalwood began to fill in the whole cave. Vishwavasu now felt as if he was standing near some yajna. Slowly, he had an extraordinary recollection of events of Ramayana and Mahabharata period as they were being depicted in front of his eyes. Now there was no doubt in his mind, and Vishwavasu cried the tears of happiness. Sabar Raj could not get a hold on himself after coming face to face with his Bhagwan. Bali in Treta, Jara in Dwapar, and now Vishwavasu in Kali Yuga. In front of this great Vishnu devotee, his idol Sri Hari himself stood as Neelmadhava. Oh Bhagwan, I am blessed to have the opportunity to serve you. Yet again in this life, I am blessed. Oh Keshav, Vishwavasu said, admiring Neelmadhava. When you freed me from my mortal body in Dwapar Yuga by shooting an arrow, I had said that you will be my Prime Minister in the coming age. Jara, now that time has come. In this Neelkandar cave, I have been incarnated in the form of Neelmadhava. When immorality will reach its zenith in Kali Yuga, then, O Vishwavasu, I will take my incarnation as Kalki. Till then, only my Madhav form will be worshipped by all beings in Kali Yuga. Saying this, Bhagwan Neelmadhava told Vishwavasu the purpose of his descent. O Bhagwan, I am your servant. Whatever you wish will happen. Having said this, Vishwavasu engaged in the service of Bhagwan Neelmadhava. Meanwhile, many days had passed and Vishwavasu's family had given up hope of his survival. Even the clan, a new chieftain was elected and appointed. Neelmadhava informed Vishwavasu about all this and also told what is happening to his family without him. Neelmadhava ordered him to leave the cave by saying that he could do true service only while being conscious of his duty as king and father. While leaving, he was also instructed that only he was allowed to come to the cave and he was not allowed to tell anyone about this Neelkandar cave. People were looking at Vishwavasu in astonishment as he entered the border of the city of Sabar, as they thought that he was dead. His family jumped with joy upon seeing Vishwavasu. Vishwavasu's daughter Lalita, who had lost the hope of meeting her father again in this birth, was infused with life again. As soon as Vishwavasu returned, he was made the chief again. Now, along with assuming the charge of the state, he used to go to Neelkandar every day to serve Neelmadhava. Gradually, Vishwavasu's daily visit to Neelkandar mountain became a cause of doubt among all the people. The queen and Princess Lalita also wanted to know the reason for this mysterious behavior. But Vishwavasu was committed and could not tell anyone about Bhagwan. But one day, he could not stand this and wanted to tell everything about the presence of Bhagwan Neelmadhava to his family and subjects. He remained firm on his promise given to God that no one else can reach Bhagwan except him. Therefore, even after saying so much, the king did not tell anyone the way to reach Neelkandar cave. Many years passed. In the kingdom of Avanti, a supreme devotee of Vishnu, Maharaja Indradyumna, ascended the throne. He was completely devoted to his Bhagwan and by any means wished to have an audience with Sri Hari somehow. The story of Neelkandar had already spread from one ear to the other, and now the story of Neelkandar cave reached even to King Indradyumna. When he came to know that Sri Hari Vishnu was residing there in a full alive form, he could not contain his happiness and called his minister Vidyapati and started consulting him. Vidyapati also knew the story of Neelkandar cave. He knew that no one else knows the way there except Sabar Raj Vishwavasu, and that no one else is allowed to go there. In such a situation, it was impossible to reach Neelkandar. So he advised Indradyumna to give up this desire. But Indradyumna did not agree. Vidyapati had to give up in his front of his stubbornness. Eventually, Vidyapati asked the king to send him first, so that he could come back after searching the cave and then see the king. Indradyumna liked his suggestion very much, and he immediately sent Vidyapati to the kingdom of Utkal. After reaching the country of Utkal, Vidyapati started going towards the city of Vishwavasu. He was just about to reach the city of Sabar when, finding him alone, the robbers attacked him. Although Vidyapati was valiant and a skilled warrior with swords, he had to give up in front of the strength of the numbers. The robbers robbed all his money, weapons, ornaments, and also his horse, and left him to die after hurting him badly. Vidyapati fainted, thinking that perhaps the time of his death was near. He regained his senses the next day in someone's hut. Surely the grace of Bhagwan Neelmadhava is on you, as I reach there at the right time. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. The melodious voice of a woman was now satisfying Vidyapati's ears. Who are you? And how did I get here? Vidyapati asked, holding his head heavy in pain. I am Lalita, the daughter of Sabaraj Vishwavasu. Last night, I found you in an unconscious state outside the city. Vaidya has treated you all night. Only then they were able to save your life. Now you are in our abode. Don't worry, your life is completely safe here. Introducing herself, Lalita said. Now Vidyapati was beginning to feel that he was definitely find the thing for which he had come from Avanti. It was definitely destined for him to be saved by Vishwavasu's daughter. Otherwise, Lalita's presence there cannot be a mere coincidence. In his mind, he folded his hands to Neelmadhava. Slowly, Vidyapati started to get better by the service of Lalita. Meanwhile, both fall in love with each other and decide to get married with blessings of Vishwavasu. After marriage, Vidyapati started living in Sabar city and started looking for a way to reach Neelkandar every day. Sometimes he would chase Vishwavasu in secret, but as soon as he went a little far in the forest, Vishwavasu would disappear. In the end, Vidyapati understood very well that it was impossible to see Neelmadhava without the help of Vishwavasu. Thinking it was not easy to convince Vishwavasu, he sought the help of his beloved wife Lalita. Vidyapati hoped that if Lalita herself would pray to her father for Vidyapati, he might agree. At first, Lalita also considered this wish of her husband to be unreasonable. But in the face of Vidyapati's insistence to see Neelmadhava, she gave up and conveyed Vidyapati's wish to her father. Although it was unwise for him to disobey the command of Bhagwan, Vishwavasu also became weak for once in front of his daughter's love. Okay, I will take you there. but only once. But I have a condition that I will blindfold you, and without my permission, you will not remove it. Vishwavasu definitely wanted to keep Neelkandar's location a secret, and Vidyapati wanted to visit Neelkandar, so he agreed to the condition. The next day, before sunrise, both of them set out towards Neelkandar. And since he could not see the way as he was blindfolded, Vidyapati had brought some mustard seeds in a bag with him. He started scattering the same seeds on the whole path, protecting them from the eyes of Vishwavasu. As Neelkandar was approaching, Vidyapati could feel it, even though he was blindfolded, because his heart was getting filled with unfathomable peace. When the blindfold came off, Vidyapati, appearing in front of Neelmadhava, felt the same feeling as Vishwavasu had for the first time. Fully conscious, he was astonished to see a living idol. Vidyapati bowed with folded hands as he saw Bhagwan, and upon seeing this very unique form of Sri Hari, he too became engrossed in devotion. Vishwavasu, after finishing his worship, brought his son-in-law back from Neelkandar blindfolded in the same way. On his return, Vidyapati became anxious to tell his king, Indradyumna, the story of seeing Neelmadhava. So he expressed his desire to go back to his kingdom for a few days after taking leave from Lalita. Though he had promised secrecy to Vishwavasu, Vidyapati was also a little sad because he had to break that promise even if he did not want to. Now, after reaching the kingdom of Avanti, Vidyapati narrated the whole story to Indradyumna. The king, elated with joy, did not want to delay any longer, so he instructed his soldiers to immediately march towards Neelkandar. Sitting on a horse with Vidyapati, the king reached near the forest within which Neelkandar resided. Mustard plants had now grown on the roads, where Vidyapati had scattered mustard seeds. Now this wise action done by Vidyapati was going to come in handy in identifying the way. The king and all the soldiers followed the footpath made by those plants and reached inside the Neelkandar cave. But what was it? There was neither any divine light nor the scent of Tulsi sandalwood. The cave was as desolate as any other normal cave. The king was very sad to see this and started to despise himself because of his longing to see him against the wishes of Neelmadhava. After falling down to the ground, he started crying like a child and cursed his stupidity. "O Trilok Pita, I have made a big mistake. Even against your wishes, I had the audacity to see you. By this act, I also deceived Sabarraj, Vishwavasu. I have no right to live, no right." The king was now banging his head like a madman. At the same time, Vishwavasu also reached there to worship as usual. Seeing Vidyapati inside the cave with Raja and other councillors, he got the idea of the whole incident. He too, like the king, now became very sad due to departure of Bhagwan Neelmadhava. At this time, there was a divine announcement with a loud roar. "I, myself decide the time of my coming and going. My appearance in Neelkandar and my disappearance from here is also determined by me. Vishwavasu, Indradyumna, you go back to your own kingdoms. I myself will inform you about my arrival when the time comes." After listening to this, there was no doubt in anyone's mind. While returning back to Avanti, With King Indradyumna, Vidyapati also took Lalita with him. At the same time, after leaving his daughter and son-in-law, Vishwavasu started concentrating on his duties as the chief of his clan. All of them returned to their respective places as per the order of Sri Hari Vishnu and waited for the message from Narayan.